Every ripple effect starts with an impact. In this tutorial, we'll turn static visual into motion using Photoshop. Hello guys, welcome back to yet another design video from Dexplorion. If you are still not aware, I am Didi. I am a graphic designer and Photoshop enthusiast, and here on this channel, I share my design process in Photoshop and try to create something artistic. And in that process, we discuss various tools, techniques and tips and tricks which can improve your workflow and elevate your graphic design game. Ripple effect transforms a still image into a moving emotion. In graphic design, this symbolizes energy, change and flow. In this tutorial, I will show you how to design a clean and modern ripple effect in Photoshop, and you are about to find out how easy it is to create the effect and turn your simple image into a cool, futuristic looking art piece with just a few clicks. So let's get going. Set the canvas and bring in the image. I'm going to use this beautiful AI generated image from Lumi.ai. Though it's AI generated, but still it looks awesome, and the reflection of the mountains on the glasses are the things which make the image even more interesting. And of course, I'm going to link it in the description along with all the other resources I'm going to use today. The first thing we're going to do is isolate the subject from the background, and it's pretty simple in this case. Select the quick selection tool here and click on the select subject button up here, and you won't have to do anything else for the selection. Photoshop will do it for us. The selection is spot on, and now we'll just add a layer mask and it's done. We'll create a copy of this by pressing Ctrl or Command J just to have a backup. Rename the top one as subject and turn off the visibility of the second one. Now I will resize and position it. Let's keep it here, and then to add a background, we'll add a solid color adjustment layer just below the subject layer and make it white. Okay, now I want to make the subject black and white, and for that we have quite a few options in Photoshop. We can either add a black and white adjustment layer, or we can go to the image menu and do the adjustment there, or we can bring down the saturation to make it black and white. But if you want to achieve the best look and want to have the full control over the blacks and whites in the image, then I would recommend you to use the gradient map. Put it on top of the subject layer and click here to open the gradient editor. By default, it's set to black and white, and now we're gonna adjust these sliders to control the blacks and whites in the image. I want it more contrasty, so I'll increase the amount of black here and increase the amount of white as well. I'm done here. Hit OK to confirm. If you want your background to be as white as this, you can keep it like that. But if you want the original background white as we said earlier, then we'll just clip the gradient map to our subject layer by holding the Alt or Option key and bring the cursor in between the layer and click, and it will be done. Now we'll keep the canvas aside for a moment and go back to home and create another canvas of 1000 by 1000 pixels. We're gonna take the rectangle tool here and draw a rectangle like this. By default, it will be filled with black, but we're gonna fill it with black and white gradient. Keep the rest as it is, and then we're gonna make a copy of it by pressing Ctrl or Command J and place it like this. Similarly, we'll select both these layers and again press Ctrl or Command J, again place it like this, and go on repeating the same process till we fill up the whole canvas. Then we're gonna select all these rectangle layers by holding the Shift key and click on the topmost and bottommost layer and convert them into a single smart object. And this will be our gradient pattern or texture, whatever you call it. Then we go to filter, then distort and click on twirl, and we're gonna change the angle with this slider to give it a look of a ripple. Adjust it according to your preference, and when you are done, hit OK. We'll have to save this pattern, and for that we go to file menu and click on save, or you can use the shortcut Ctrl or Command S. You have to give it a name. Mine is already saved, so I'll do nothing here. Close the canvas, and we are back in our main canvas, and now we're gonna apply the ripple effect to our subject. But do you know your one like can have the same ripple effect, and it may be able to reach to others like us who are Photoshop enthusiasts. But do that only if you find the video interesting and helpful. And if you're interested in this kind of contents, you can subscribe the channel as well, and do not forget to press the bell icon so that you get notified of all the future videos. Now coming back, I'm going to make another copy of the subject layer. Turn off the visibility of the first layer. Now what we're gonna do is make the edges of our subject a little softer and include some extra areas. To do that, we'll take the brush tool, make the brush smaller by pressing the left square bracket key. Right click to open the brush settings and select the soft round brush. Change the foreground color to white by pressing the X key and start painting around the edges like this. I'm done here, and now we're gonna turn back on the subject copy layer. Then we go to filter menu and click on filter gallery. In here we go to the distort folder here and select the glass fiber. And here in this texture drop down we have to add the texture we created earlier. Mine is already added though. You have to click here and click load texture, and then you have to go to the folder where you have saved the texture file, select the file and click load. I will click cancel because mine is already there. And then if you zoom out, you can see the masterpiece you just created. We have 3 sliders here with which we can adjust and customize the look we want. So experiment your way. After you are done, hit the OK button to confirm and our ripple effect is ready. If this satisfies your quest for learning the effect, then you can stop here. But if you are like me and always looking for ways of enhancing things and taking it to the next level, then I'm pretty sure you're gonna stay, because that is what we are going to do now. We'll apply the same filter to the subject layer below it, and for that we have to hold the Alt or Option key and click and drag this smart filter here and drop it onto the subject layer, and it will be applied to that layer also. And now you can notice the ripples are extending beyond our subject. But there are some extra areas also between the ripples, and I don't want that. To remove them, we will first turn off the smart filter of the subject copy layer for the time being. Make selection of the subject by holding the Ctrl or Command key and clicking on the layer mask of the subject copy layer. But if we do anything now, it will affect only the inside of the selection, and we definitely don't want that. We want just the opposite. So we'll press Ctrl or Command Shift and I to inverse the selection, and now select the layer mask of the subject layer. Again take the brush tool, make it smaller according to the space or area. This time select the hard round brush, change the foreground color to black and carefully mask out the extra areas. This is going to take a while, so I'm speeding up the process and pumping up the music a little so that you don't get bored. I'm done, and now when we turn on the smart filter of the subject copy layer, it's looking absolutely stunning. What do you say? Now we'll select both these subject layers and convert them into a smart object. And in the next step, we'll do some layer masking and give it some interesting look. I want the ripple effect to appear in most of the places except some of the areas like her face. To create that, we'll double click here on the subject smart object, and it will open on a different canvas with all the original subject layers, and now we can do all the editing here, and that's the magic of smart object, which makes everything non-destructible. We're gonna select the layer mask of the smart object here, and with the brush tool we'll remove the ripples from here. We'll set the flow to 30% because I want the effect to be subtle and gradual. Soft round brush will be the appropriate for this task. Let's remove it from some other areas as well. I want the reflection on our glasses to be clear and properly visible. Basically, this will be the main highlight of our composition. Now that everything is done here, we'll press Ctrl or Command S to save our work. And then close the canvas and go back to the main canvas, and you can notice everything is updated here. Okay, now since we want the glasses to be our highlight, I want the original colors of the image on the glasses. To bring that back, we're gonna select the layer mask of the gradient layer here, and again use the brush tool to remove the mask of the gradient from these areas. I need to increase the flow of the brush. Don't worry, if it's little out of the line, just press the X key to change the foreground color to white and paint over those areas. That's it. I'm done here, and now we're gonna add some elements and text to give it the form of a poster. First, I'm going to fix the background because it's looking flat and boring to me. So I'm going to add some textures to it, and for that I have a PNG image which I have downloaded from pngwing.com, and I'm going to place it just above the color fill layer. Do whatever it takes to fit the canvas. It appears to be too prominent and little distracting also. Let's first rename the layer so that we don't get confused later. And now I'm going to add a layer mask to this layer, and this time take the gradient tool, make sure the foreground and background colors are black and white, and we're gonna click and hold and drag the cursor from top to bottom like this. You can do it multiple times to give it the look you want. And then we're gonna adjust the opacity of the texture layer to make it even more subtle. I've intentionally kept the top part blank because our text will go here. To add the text, click on the text tool and click anywhere on the canvas to add the text and type in what you want. For this, I'm using a big bold font called Modernese. Make it bigger. I'm going to make a copy of it by holding the Alt or Option key and click and drag, and then double click to edit it. Select both the text layers and convert them into a smart object. Make it little elongated like this so that it covers almost half of the canvas. Place it below the subject layer. And now we're gonna make it little wavy so that it matches the subject and the background. For that, keeping the layer selected, we go to Filter again and click on Liquify. In the Liquify workspace, we're gonna make the brush bigger, almost the size of our text, and take the twirl tool here. Take the cursor to the center and just click and hold a little. You want more? Do that again. And again. Want it in opposite direction? Just hold the Alt or Option key and click. And go on doing it till you are satisfied. When done, hit OK. Want the text to be some other color? You can go inside the text smart object and change the color there, or you can simply go to the layer, double click here on the blank space to open the layer style dialog box and add a color overlay. You can change the color from here. I want the same orange color. Now I want a halo effect around our subject's head. To create that, we're gonna add a layer mask to our text layer. Make the brush bigger by pressing the right square bracket key. It will be about the size of the head. Brush will be soft round. Foreground color will be black, and we're gonna just dab. Dab a little more. And we are done. I'm going to finish it off with a small paragraph here. Also gonna add a vertical line over here. And this completes our poster for today. This is what I have for today, and I hope you will have a really good time experimenting with it, and your end results will be definitely cooler than mine. So don't let anything stop you, because I am not stopping either, and I'll be back soon with a new video. Till then, if you are interested in other such cool effects, then you can watch these videos.